The Hampton Classic is the major event now here in Bridgehampton, but we're going to have a major event in October, and that's the Hamptons International Film Festival. And I'm joined by Chaisson, who is the executive director, and you guys are celebrating 25 years.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Thank you, thank you. It's our silver anniversary. We're all sort of in shock that it's been 25 years ourselves, but we've been celebrating all year long. I don't know if you've been able to join us at anything,
Yes.
but we have been doing a countdown of one film from each year, starting from the very beginning, throughout the entire Hamptons.
Well,
So
we thank you for stopping by, because
Sure,
our
of course.
viewers are going to learn something. This is the this is the inside scoop for this great
Yes,
event.
Absolutely.
All right, we're going to get into it, because you're going to learn where to sign up for tickets as soon as you can, because this year it's going to be truly outstanding, as previous years have been.
Sure, absolutely. We're planning to be in all the same places we've been for the past 5 to 7 years, which is a little known fact is that we are the only event out east that happens in every single village. Did you realize that?
With
At the
separate
same
events,
time,
separate venues,
at the same weekend, Columbus Day weekend.
and making it as accessible as possible for everyone.
We have a ticket price range of free to whatever that other number might be. So you can go see panels for free, you can meet filmmakers on panels, you can see a film for as little as $8. It just depends. You have to look at our schedule and look at the full offering in the catalog, and you do need to take time to sort of map your day out, because some films might be in Sag Harbor, a film might be in Southampton, you might want to see something in East Hampton or Montauk. So it's important to understand well ahead what the offerings are and how to get access. So the very first date you should remember is that the online guide will be available on September 18th, online, hamptonsfilmfest.org. Passes go on sale on Tuesday, this Tuesday, September 5th, hamptonsfilmfest.org.
And this is a sellout for our viewers. This is the main event, because it's one of the most, I'll say, finest film festivals that one could find. I mean, film festivals are known throughout the world, but what
This
the
is true.
Hamptons International Film Festival, if they say up close, personal, plus you get that feeling of how many Academy Award winners over the past few years have been picked by the HIFF?
Our wonderful artistic director, David Nugent, 8 years in a row. And last year we had Moonlight and La La Land. We had them both, so it didn't matter who won.
So if you come to the festival, you'll know before the Academy Award.
Yes.
All right,
yes.
let's talk about this year's festival. We love films that have a local connection, and you've got a really special one for opening night.
Yes, it is the world premiere of a documentary called Itzhak, about Itzhak Perlman, who wonderfully has the Perlman Music Group and Camp in Shelter Island here every year, but he's never been the subject of his very own documentary. And we're so proud it's opening the film festival, because that is a local tie. A, it's our 25th anniversary, and B, he and his wife are the just nicest, funniest, more amusing people to watch go through their lives together, that I think people will be surprised to see how human he is, while also having this extraordinary talent. So it's going to be very exciting. He and his wife will both be there, of course.
Now, in addition to that, there's one of your films, because I was reviewing the information that we've been able to glean. This is all coming out right now. It's a film called Killer Bees that's based on the basketball team from right here in Bridgehampton.
That's right.
And I noticed that the producer is Shaquille O'Neal.
Yes, amazing, right?
I mean, this is unbelievable.
So this is truly, the story of the little engine that could. The Bridgehampton High School basketball team, the Killer Bees, has been a state championship since the 70s. Believe it or not, there was a run in the 70s, a run in the 80s, and a run in the 90s where they were state champions years in a row, producing many NBA basketball players. And so it hadn't happened in a long time. And in 2015, They won the state champ. No, it's 2014. They won the state championship, and so local filmmakers who have had films in the festival many times, Ben and Orson Cummings, decided to pick up the camera and follow them for the next year through that season. So you see the ups and downs and the hardships and all the games they're playing. But on top of that, there is a very diverse community out here in the Hamptons. Many people don't know. They assume everyone's extremely mega wealthy, but this is a place that fishermen mix with gardeners, mix with people in the media, mix with billionaires, and there's also a very vibrant African American community here, and most of the players on the team, except for one, are all African American, and so is the coach, who also had
And
played on the
Bridgehampton
championship.
locals.
Yes, yes, yes. So
that is
it
so
sort of gives you a
outstanding.
huge history of the area and who's here and why they're here and how did they get here and what's going on today. So
And the categories of films. Could we talk a little bit about that?
Sure.
Because HIFF has really been the first to create special categories. I'm thinking of conflict.
Right, with sidebar programs, that's what we
Yes.
call them.
Yes.
We started 17 years ago a program called Conflict and Resolution, which was to explore war-torn areas, but not just to show you the horrors of war, but to also have a film that goes one step further, find the films that go one step further and talk about how those communities or those people or those countries are bridging the gap to try to get to a resolution. The first year, apparently, there was an Israeli-Palestine film. There were Israelis and Palestinians in the audience, and the audience members, weirdly enough, started to heckle the Palestinian, and the Israeli director
I was there and I
came
remember
to
that.
her
yes.
aid, which is,
It was
we were
wonderful.
so proud of. That was the whole point of doing this program, and ever since then, we've done films. It's been 17 years, like I said, so we've done films from all over the place, and sometimes we create a theme: children in war-torn areas, or women in war-torn areas, or the refugee crisis. It's very popular. It's been very successful in terms of. It has spawned a whole group of people who want to do good for these films, and so the films come, they're involved in the program, they can do what they do and expand that across the international landscape for individual films. So it's just been fantastic.
Oh, there's so much. I mean, from shorts to major motion pictures.
We've also created 2 new programs. I don't know if you know this. 3 years ago, we started Compassion, Justice, Animal Rights, which has also now this whole other group of people who only come to the festival not only for that particular section, but that's why they're here. So it's films about animals, mostly in peril.
And a lot
or
of
through
star
the other
watching
side.
also.
There's no doubt. On that animal side, there's lots of stars there. It's very funny. And then we started an environmental track last year, Air, Land, and Sea, which will have 2 very interesting films coming for that, which we'll be announcing shortly. We haven't done that yet, but yes.
Conversation with?
Yes, we do. We've been doing
Has
that
that been
since the
announced
very
yet,
beginning.
too?
Only one person has been announced so far. That's Rob Reiner. The famous Rob Reiner has a new film that he
I love
directed
that guy.
called LBJ, about Lyndon Baines Johnson. Woody Harrelson plays LBJ. Jennifer Jason Leigh plays Lady Bird Johnson. So we're very excited
If
to have that
nothing
film and
else,
see him.
if our viewers, if you go and see Rob Reiner in a conversation with,
can you imagine
and
how
if the
funny?
subject turns political, be prepared for...
Fireworks, truly fireworks, yes.
And we heard Jennifer Garner also is involved in the motion
Yes.
picture. So a lot of things happening.
Absolutely, a ton.
Okay,
And also, don't forget, we're giving Julie Andrews a Lifetime
yes.
Achievement Award,
Well
talking about
deserved.
local ties.
Sag Harbor.
Internationally famous Dame Julie Andrews is getting a Lifetime Achievement Award from
So
us on our silver
venues all over
anniversary.
Sag Harbor, East Hampton.
Southampton.
Wow, this is
Yes.
so good. This is great. And thank you for coming to the Hampton Classic Horse Show. We wanted to get this into this show because our viewers are going to be very depressed when we're concluded. We've been giving them Hampton Classic coverage 5 hours a day live
What
television.
could go wrong? Look at this weather. Look how beautiful this is.
So don't be depressed. Go to the Hamptons International Film Fest at
October 5th to the 9th, Columbus Day weekend.
the website again.
hamptonsfilmfest.org.
Okay, now you know. You're the first to know. Run in. Let's do it. It's going to be a great show. And we will be there. We've been one of your media partners since 1996. Could you imagine?
Wow.
So
Long time.
long time. We haven't
Thank
got
you.
thrown out yet. So I
No,
guess we'll.
and you won't be getting thrown out. No.
All right, we're going to give it our best again. We love it, and we're very supportive of what you're doing and your fine staff there at HIFF.
Thank you so much. Please join us.
The Hamptons International Film Festival is noted for their posters, but this year, something special with a local connection.
Yes. Well, actually, they're all local connections, believe it or not. Yes. So for 25 years, we have commissioned a local artist. They may be internationally known, but they are local in terms of living here or having a home here. Eric Fischel was our poster artist the very first year, and so we invited him back to do our 25th anniversary. Everyone from April Gornick, his wife, Julian Schnabel, Dan Rizzi, Donald Sultan, Bruce Weber, Jim Gingrich, Barbara Kruger. I mean, the list goes on, and we plan to exhibit them all, and you can buy them signed and unsigned this year, all at Mulford Farm in East Hampton.
One of the great categories that we love are views from Long Island, and you've got something special for us.
Absolutely. We have been doing this program for a very long time, supported by the Suffolk County Film Commission. And there are always tons of films that are made by, for, about Long Islanders, and sometimes mostly out here on the East End. And there is this really special film, first-time filmmaker. It's called Wanderland, and everyone who lives out here will understand this completely. It's a New York City boy who's never been to the Hamptons, rents someone's home, comes out, finally finds the house, and then goes to the beach, and his phone dies, and he can't remember how to get back to the house. And then he wrecks the car, and he has to rely on the goodness of East Enders to get him through the evening to figure out how to fix his car, how to communicate with anyone, how to get back to his house. He ends up in every village, all in one night. Every landmark that we all know and love is in this movie. So it's just really funny and really special. And the lead is really interesting to watch. But Ron Gutman and Harris Yulin and Richard Kind, everyone's in the movie. Josh Gladstone. So it's really fun. We can't wait for everyone here to see it.